to cover the grocery bills. It's about families who deserve a chance to own a home of their own. It's about the working people who deserve to know that if they lose their job, they won't lose everything. It's about every one of us who deserves health care, regardless of our bank balance. This campaign is about all of us, about fighting for the Canada we deserve. We're lucky to have Jagmeet leading that fight. As a lawyer, as a community advocate, as an Ontario MPP, and as a leader of Canada's New Democrats, I know him as a guy who stands up to bullies. Face to face with Galen Weston, big oil executives, big pharma, Jagmeet called them all out. He prosecuted their greed. He demanded better. Because he doesn't work for them, he works for the rest of us. And that's why he used his power to deliver for us. Child care, dental care, the first steps in real universal pharma care. So tonight, I'm not just saying my husband. If you ever felt like Ottawa ignores you, know this. Jagmeet sees you. If you've ever felt like
we're the wrong country. We're Canada. It's not based. I don't buy the argument because if you vote NDP, it's still one less conservative. So as an American visiting, I'm like, how do you make the argument? That argument makes no sense. But that's the argument they're making as an American. I'm like, I don't understand that because that doesn't make any sense. But that's what they say.
Wow, thank you for all that energy. Thank you for being here today. Thank you. incredible welcome and for everything you do as my dear friend and as a fierce fighter for working people. Thank you for everything you do, Suzanne. Give it up, Suzanne. Fighting every day for working class people. So Benita Cirillo. Thank you for welcoming us to Port Moody, Coachella. You are a relentless champion for this community. I'm so proud to call you my friend. I'm so proud that you're on our team fighting so hard for people. Thank you, Benita. To Chief Ed Hall, thank you for that powerful welcome to the territory of the Coquitlam First Nations. Thank you so much, Chief. We are humbled to gather here and we recommit to reconciliation, not just in words, but in action. To Libby Davies, the legend. I said, thank you for paving the way. Your courage and clarity run deep in our movement. We are standing on your shoulders tonight. Thank you, Libby. To Grand Chief Stuart Phillip and Joan Phillip, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for your moral leadership. Your voice reminds us what justice looks like in action. Thank you. And to my love, good kid, thank you for standing beside me and reminding me every day who we fight for. Thank you. And to every BC NDP MLA and every NDP candidate and all the volunteers in this room, thank you. Thank you for stepping up. Thank you for standing strong and not letting this moment pass us by. You know, people say this is the most consequential election in a generation. And they're right. Because Trump is attacking Canadian jobs. He's coming for our land, our water, our healthcare. He's trying to hike up drug prices, all for the benefit of billionaires. And when the stakes are this high, we can't hand over the reins. We can't give up our seat at the table. We can't let lobbyists and CEOs call the shots while working people get pushed out. We need New Democrats now more than ever.
NDP, 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 NDP.
Because when we're not there to hold them to it, the Liberals stop listening. They stop hearing what life's really like, what it costs to keep the lights on, what it feels like to choose between groceries and medicine. They stop hearing people like the mom I met in Burnaby. Let me tell you about it. A single mom, working 2 jobs, doing everything she can for her son. The boy has asthma. And on some weeks, at the drugstore, she has to choose between filling his prescription and paying the rent. She knows the risks, and still, she's forced to make that call. I can still remember the agony in her voice, the guilt twisting in the pit of her stomach like a knot. But that guilt doesn't belong to her. She's doing everything right. It's people in power who are letting her down. This didn't happen by accident. It's the result of choices. Choices that wrongly protect profits and abandon people. Pendant le week-end de Pâques, les familles de tout le pays ont ressenti les effets de la crise. Les prix à l'épicerie viennent de connaître leur plus forte hausse en 50 ans. Les prix des produits alimentaires ont augmenté de plus de 3% en un seul mois. Et dans tout le pays, les familles ont été contraintes de réduire leurs dépenses de base juste pour pouvoir s'offrir un repas de famille cette fin de semaine. Pendant ce temps, Galen Weston et les PDG de Loblaws ont augmenté leur prix et se sont remplis les poches. Et ils ne servent pas la ceinture, ils en profitent. Et Mark Carney, les libéraux, ils restent les bras croisés pendant que les PDG s'enrichissent. Aucune mesure contre la spéculation, aucune aide pour les familles qui ont du mal à joindre les deux bouts. Au lieu de cela, 28 milliards de dollars en coupure dans les services et des cadeaux fiscaux pour ceux qui gagnent plus de 1,4 million de dollars par an. Mark Carney dit que nous n'avons pas les moyens d'investir dans vous, mais nous connaissons la vérité. L'argent est là, il va simplement aux mauvaises personnes. We see the cost of those choices all around us. Over the Easter weekend, families across Canada felt the squeeze. Food prices just saw their biggest jump in 50 years. Groceries went up by more than 3% in a single month. Across the country, families were forced to cut back on basics just to afford a holiday meal. While at the same time, Galen Weston and the CEOs at Loblaws jacked up the prices and stuffed their pockets. They're not tightening their belts, they're cashing in. And Mark Carney, the Liberals, they're standing by while CEOs get richer. No crackdowns on profiteering, no help for families at the till. Instead, what he's promising in his bill, in his budget, in his electoral platform, is $28 billion in cuts and tax breaks for people making over $1.4 million a year. They say we can't afford to invest in you. But we know the truth. The money is there. It's just going to the wrong people. And if you've been through hard times, you know exactly what happens next. Because when the pressure hits, it's never the CEOs who feel it. They'll do anything to protect their bottom line. It's working people who pay the price. It's families who get the pink slip, who delay the dentist, who skip the groceries, who walk away from the pharmacy empty-handed, while the rich never feel a pinch. And all the while, the things that define us as Canadians, our healthcare, our public services, our belief in looking out for one another, are being chipped away. And Pierre Poilievre, he's not serious. He wants to import Trump-style chaos into Canada, while pretending he's got the answers. He'd hand our housing crisis to the same corporate landlords who caused it. He'd cut and gut public services, cut the help that people count on, and leave working people and working families to fend for themselves. He attacks trans kids just to score points. He spreads fear to hide the fact that he has no plan. He doesn't believe in the things that hold this country together. And he will never fight for the people who make it work. So let's be clear. He's not going to win this election. Not here, not in history. Here, the Democrats beat conservatives. And we don't win by copying the U.S., we win by standing together. This is our fight, and we're not backing down. Because when we fight for something real, something better, something everyone in this country deserves. We're fighting to make sure everyone in this country can see a family doctor or a care team by 2030. We'll train more doctors. We'll recognize internationally trained doctors. We'll fund residencies. We'll bring in a national license. We'll cut the paperwork. Because we believe care shouldn't depend on your bank account. It should depend on your need. We're done letting corporations turn pain into profit. We'll stop the slow creep of for-profit care before it takes over. Because we know once they get their foot in the door, they don't stop. The private clinics, the shady billing, and extra fees, the slow shift away from care you can count on. Now, they're digging in on your prescriptions. Corporate lobbyists are circling because they know if we win pharmacare for all, they're going to lose a gold mine. They've had their hands in our medicine cabinets for far too long. Far too long. And Trump is right there with them, trying to lock in high prices and block public pharmacare so they can keep cashing in while you pay more. And we all know what happens when the liberals get scared. They start to bargain away the very things that make us who we are.
For Prime Minister.
So when those negotiations start, you need New Democrats there. You need us there. Because we won't let them put our water on the table. We won't let them bargain away indigenous rights. We're turning away on public health care right now.
This is live.
We will fight to deliver full, universal, publicly delivered pharmacare for all. Because no one should skip medicine to pay the rent. No parent should face the choice that mom in Burnaby does. This is the vision of Tommy Douglas. His vision that healthcare should include everyone, from diagnosis to medication, no matter your income or where you live. And your mental health, it matters just as much. We'll make mental health care a part of public
I'm American. I
health
can't spoke.
care.
I like Chuck. Weirdly enough, I'm the only one to say this. I like Jagmeet and Pierre. I'd say between the two. That's a weird thing to say. The only one who's ever going to say that.
No more
For different
worrying if you
reasons,
can
but
afford
not
to get
Cody.
help. We'll build 3 million homes you can actually afford. We'll cap rents.
I am live streaming. I'm your dad.
Landlords from cheap housing like a stock portfolio.
I'm live streaming after I saw your mom last night. That's your mom. She'll know about me. She'll know about my live stream.
We'll go after the cost of living and the profiteers behind it. We'll put price caps on groceries and take the GST off essentials. We will finance free energy retrofits to help cut your bills and cut your emissions. And we'll bring in real fixes to employment insurance. So if you end up, by any chance, in this difficult time, with this uncertainty,
Trudeau's dead. He died.
if you lose your job, we're going to make sure you don't lose everything. We're going to have your back. In the last parliament, New Democrats delivered dental care.
Cannot vote for Trudeau because he's dead.
A ban on scab labor. day.
Yes, bloody Canada.
And we did
That's
that
that
without a
old place,
majority,
the bigger
without
country.
big donors. We did that because people
51st
like
state.
you put us there to fight.
They're running for governor.
Now imagine what we could do with more New Democrats in Ottawa. Au cours du dernier Parlement, les néo-démocrates ont
Bernie
tenu leur
Sanders
promesse.
endorsed him, actually.
Soins dentaires, les premières étapes vers une assurance médicaments universelle et entièrement publique. Interdiction des prises de grève. 10 jours de congé de maladie payés.
What?
Nous avons fait ça sans majorité. Nous avons fait tout ça sans riches donateurs. Parce que des gens comme vous ont voté pour nous. Imaginez maintenant ce que nous pourrions accomplir avec plus de néo-démocrates en Ottawa. So when you get the $1 million question, when someone asks you, why vote NDP? Tell them this. Because when we have power, we use it to fix what's broken, to protect what matters, to build a Canada that works for you. Alors, quand quelqu'un vous demande pourquoi voter pour l'NPD, répondez-lui ceci. Parce que lorsque nous avons le pouvoir, nous l'utilisons pour réparer ce qui ne fonctionne pas, pour protéger ce qui compte, pour bâtir un Canada qui fonctionne pour vous et pas seulement pour ceux qui s'enrichissent pendant que vous en arrachez. Nous l'avons fait avant et on peut le refaire encore. My friends, voting is already underway. Advance polls are open. People are casting their ballots right now. And
I
in
can't
this
vote on
election,
American.
British Columbians will decide what happens
They
next.
dominate.
Whether Mark Carney gets a super
They
majority,
this whole country.
or whether there are enough New Democrats in Parliament to hold the line, to fight for public health care, to keep on corporate greed, to make sure working and middle-class people don't get pushed out.
But I'd be undecided between Singh and Pierre. I'm the only person to say that.
Cette élection est importante. Il faut suffisamment de néo-démocrates au Parlement pour se tenir debout devant Mark Carney, pour lutter pour les soins de santé publics, pour s'attaquer à la cupidité des entreprises, pour veiller à ce que les travailleurs et la classe moyenne ne se fassent pas abandonner pendant que les riches et les millionnaires et les milliardaires s'enrichissent. So let's get out there and knock on every door.
Trump better ban French when he wants Canada. Better ban it.
Because when we fight, we win. When we fight,
We win!
when we fight,
We win!
when we fight,
We win!
we will make sure that it's not just the wealthy and well-connected who get hurt in Ottawa. We'll make sure this election delivers for you, for the people, for everyday families. That's how we protect what makes Canada, Canada. Let's do it!
We're done with this French.
Well, I couldn't hear half the speech because it was in some language that they're not meant to speak on this continent. Okay? I'm okay with English, I'm okay with Spanish, not just French. Nope. We have 2 languages, not 3. This is why Trump's invading. Because of the French. I'm kidding. I mean, I do have beef with French people, not Canadian French people, just French people. daughter. He has a beautiful family. Him versus Pierre for hottest wife competition. It's a close competition. Put it one. I'm not gonna ask you. I agree, Luis. Alright, fine. Put it one. If you think Pierre's wife is hotter, put it two. If you think Jagmeet's wife is hotter, I'm gonna put it two. It's a close, very close competition. Put a three for Mark Carney. Why not? Put a 4 for Olivia Chow. Put a 5 for Rachel Notley. Hottest in the game. I don't know, usually many more people watch my stream, but not this time. I didn't think they would. A lot of obnoxious American commentary. I mean, these are the last days of your nation. Enjoy it. Because it's not. It's going to be part of us. You need to accept it, and we're banning French, okay? And poutine. I'm kidding. We'll never do that. We're running for you. We're going to get more fountains, Canadian gas stations. It's been unacceptable. We're going to get more ice. We're going to keep the gas stations samosas. Those are bombed. They need to be in the U.S. But we're banning French. Okay? End of story. It's not acceptable. It's not Europe. It's not, they need to grow up and get with the program. It's funny. Everybody criticizes Latin immigrants were coming here, and in 3 years they don't know the language. I'm sorry, but all these French people came here. They're still speaking French 200 years later. I mean, get with the program. Everybody else is simulated. How come you can't? Immigrants, the Latin people have simulated. People from the Middle East have assimilated. People from Asian countries have assimilated. The French arrogance. So when Trump takes over, French is gone. That's my whole statement for the street. I'm kidding. All right, guys. How you get out of here so I can get some pizza? Of course. How many people there? Quite a bit. Well attended. I'm running for Prime Minister under the ban French party. Ban French forever. I think they're better than us, they're not. Alright, I'll give my thoughts as I walk out, my true thoughts. A lot of people watching, not. Alright, I gotta go. I agree, free Palestine. We should free Palestine. Why wouldn't we? What did they ever do to you? Alright, guys, I could do some interviews. We only have 10 people watching, so. It's just experience. That's my second rally. Maybe we'll get some more people once we do the Carney and Pierre rally, which should be probably more attended. I think it's good that somebody stands up for what he believes in. I think there's a liberals that different than a Mitt Romney, is Mark Carney different than Mitt Romney? I don't know. I don't think there's that big of a difference. So I admire people who have genuine guts and could stand up for
what they think is worth standing up for. And he doesn't compromise, but it's interesting. It's not that it will distance. It's watching the rally of a party that is about to die, and that's sad because I think there should be third parties, and you see the American system when there's not, and it's a very bad thing. And Jagmeet, who I admire, is fighting hard for his own re-election and is down in the polls by. He's in third place in the polls now in his own seat. So he still has a lot of enthusiasm, but it's a kind of a bit of a last gasp. And it's weird. It's like, enjoy the NDP while you can, because they might not exist in 2 years. Probably not. The Liberals are really good at using CTV and CBC for whatever they want to say. And what they're doing is they're trying to delegitimize. First, they did it with the Green Party in throwing out and stopping them from being in the debate last minute, so nobody could do anything about it. And everybody's so dismissive of Singh. There's a direct concerted effort in Canada that I think a lot of bankers and corporate players are taking advantage of the Trump stuff so they can get the most corporate sycophantic candidate who's grown up with under Goldman Sachs as their standard bearer. So we could be screwed, I'm not Canadian, but so Canadians could be screwed further economically, so economic disparity widens, and all of a sudden, and oh, look, Trump over there, great, Carney, yay! And then meanwhile, you can't get a job, you can't find an affordable place to live, you can't get decent health care. It's not that different than the problems people have in the U.S., eh? Hey, Jesus is picking up some stuff. Democrats will never win another election. It goes wherever the wage goes, true. David, your comments in the Green Party rally were hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing. All right, guys, I love you. That's my spiel. I'll see you later, probably, pardon me, in a couple days for Polyev. And if you want to ask, I'm the only one who's, I would actually be sort of undecided between Singh and Polyev, because I think both of them are anti-elite in some ways, but that's just me being weird. And there's something appealing about Canadian conservatism. It's so moderate and pleasant. So it's a weird toss-up. I think Polyev and Singh are both decent people who fight for what they believe in. And the Trump conservatism I'm not on board with, but I am on board with economic prudency in trying to control crime in some regard and make streets safe. But I also like Singh with his support of Palestine and calling things a genocide and wanting to get dental care. So I don't know, I'm of two minds. But I hate Carney. I'll tell you that. There should be one party you would say Republican. Okay. All right, guys, I'm cold. I'm shaking. All right, I got to eat. Love you all. Bye-bye.